everyone. I accidentally was streaming this on my phone, so I don't know if you caught that at the end. I'm just going to take a little glance at what everyone's saying. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad you have all joined us on this Sunday afternoon, evening, wherever you might be. That was a song called Mosquito.
That's a song that has only very rarely been played live. It's from the album Happy Birthday, and I think in the early days when we put out that record, like 10 years ago, we played that song a few times, but never since then. So it's fun to revisit that one with the help of our little Hammond pal there. So today's stream is all about animals.
Yeah.
That's the theme, in case you missed that.
So we've had to relearn a few old songs.
Yeah.
But then there's some that we're more comfortable with playing. So, and a couple of covers.
This is gonna be fun.
Hopefully we got them all.
I think, I hope so. We probably missed something, but we'll see. This is a newish one, though, a newer one, and it's about Nigel the Gannet.
Oh, Bill, I noticed you have mixed feelings about our books being arranged by color. I understand that this is a contentious issue for many people.
I also have mixed feelings about it.
Actually, most of our books are on the other side of the window over here, and they are not arranged by color. They're arranged alphabetically, actually, by author's last name. Yes. And then there's a few subsections, like there's reference books. But these are mostly all music books. And since it was a small shelf, we thought we'd go, well...
It was Ariel's decision.
I thought it would be fun to try. Anyway, I think it's pretty, and I like it. So, and I often think of the book that I want as the, what cover it is.
Do you want to do that song that we do about arranging books?
I'm just trying to justify my life decisions to people on the internet. Okay.
Anyway, this one's about Nigel the Gannet.
Oh, gosh.
You forget it? Yeah, that's the one. We only practiced the ones we felt like we didn't know. You got it.
Yeah.
They've all been making plans for Nigel. And by they I mean the ornithologists. They live in houses made of bricks and glass. Nigel lives alone at the edge of a cliff. The bird banders fill binders and books with his biography. They note his habits and record his squawks on dictaphones. Meanwhile, Nigel wonders, why don't they ever ask me? I could tell them there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. The scientists published papers and secured some grants to repopulate Nigel's future neighborhood. With a concrete caster named Carl, they concocted a plan. But they couldn't have predicted Nigel's commitment to bachelorhood. Called to the concrete colony by cassette, Nigel noticed the other birds didn't fly or flap around. He remembered an old French peacock had told him, hell is other birds. He thought, well, this is just the kind of place I'd like to settle down. Take it, Ariel.
Nigel, he felt badly for the dumb scientists. Himself, he was no bird brain, and his heart was huge. So he chose a concrete mate, and he built her a nest. He figured it was what they wanted him to do. Nigel did most of the talking, but he was used to that. Usually they just sat there and stared out to sea. When he died, Carl carved Nigel's tiny tombstone's epitaph. Here lies Nigel the Gannet, alone but never lonely.
Nigel the Gannet, true story. True story. We've been playing that song for the last year or so, and it's one of the many songs about birds that I think I'm starting to really get into a vein of writing about. And there's another bird one, a couple other bird ones coming up in this set. But for those of you that haven't heard me talk about Nigel the Gannet before, I encourage you to look up his story. You're on the internet already. It'd be very easy for you. Nigel the Gannet, famous for being alone and dying. There's worse things to be famous for, I guess. Are there? Maybe not. This is one, we started with a song from Happy Birthday called Mosquito, which doesn't have any words in it, so other than the title.
We're playing a lot of songs from Happy Birthday.
I was about to say, yeah, we're playing, this is like the most songs from Happy Birthday I think we've played since Happy Birthday was released over 10 years ago.
There were a lot of animal songs on that record.
It was on my mind. This one is not entirely about animals, but there are a couple of animals prominently featured in it. So here's a song called Remote Control.
There are some things I can't control, and others remote control. These are the things I love the most. I want to show them to you before I go. What about a ground squirrel at the top of a tree? What about a blind fish at the bottom of the sea? What about a fossil on the planet Mars? Or a dying firefly in a dirty glass jar? I love these things more than I love you. They don't need anything, they just do what they do. Have you seen the blue light of the coldest kind of snow? Have you touched the hard ground where nothing will grow? Have you shivered as you walk down the road and street lights went out as you passed below? I love these things more than I love you. They don't need anything, they just do what they do. There are some things I can't control.
And speaking of things that we can't control, one of them happens to be the pandemic that's going on right now, which is part of the reason why we're here on the internet right now, is that our tour that we rescheduled because it got canceled the first time around has been canceled again, which is very, very sad. But fortunately for us, we have the internet and we can do this, which is not a replacement for a live show, in my opinion, a real in-person live show, but it is a very, very good alternative.
Say, it's very weird to be like looking at a computer with a video of yourself 10 seconds ago or something on it, and comments.
The latency,
and like,
but
it's
there are silver linings to it as well, which, you know, we try to, for example, try to dress up and look good. This hat was a bone of contention. I think it's super cool. It's from the Elmira Train Museum, and I love it. But Ariel said, you can't wear that, and I said I can wear it if I want to, because I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. I can arrange books by color.
And I'm wearing, this is the only animal shirt I have. It's very hard to see from there, but it's actually a very dense print of wolves. So, but the best thing is that we only have to get partly dressed up. Like, no one right now, unless I tell you, no one would know that I'm wearing socks with Crocs, which I'll show you now that the cat's out of the bag, but it's not a fashion statement that I would make on stage necessarily, but you don't need to see that, even though I just showed you. But anyway, so live streaming, not all bad.
Zach says 10 out of 10, great hat. So there you go.
Thank you, Zach. Yes. Fellow engineer.
Ask for support, you will get it.
It's also a fun chance for us to do, we started thinking, we haven't done a live stream in quite a while now, and we started thinking about what we wanted to do, and Ariel's thought was, let's do themed live streams. Instead of just sort of playing whatever songs that we would normally play, let's try and do a theme. So this week's theme is animals, and we thought it would be fun to try a couple of covers of some of our favorite animal songs. And this one, do you want to dedicate it to any animal in particular?
Yes, I would like to dedicate this song to our pandemic puppy, Ruthie, who we got at the beginning of all the lockdown stuff. And we're like, well, we've always wanted a dog, and it looks like we're not going on tour for a while. Little did we know we really are not going on tour for a while.
Yeah.
So it's good. Ruthie is going to get to grow up with us around all the time, and then she will eventually have to go stay with my parents for a few weeks. Or come on tour with us. Or come on tour with us.
She's very smart, so we're thinking about, we're wondering
if there's a way.
Yeah, to do the merch. It'd be great to have her help with the merch.
We have her skateboarding right now, and I'm trying to teach her how to shut the door.
So it's not that unrealistic to think that she could learn the difference between different bills and different currencies, right? And the names of our albums. And
she kind of knows the difference between her rope and her stuffed dino, kind of.
Maybe we could just start selling ropes and stuffed dinos.
That might be more effective.
But anyway, so yeah, this one's for Ruthie. I'll also send it out to Quiller. I don't know if he's watching right now, but Ariel's brother Quiller is currently watching Ruthie, because she likes to be the center of attention, and she would be the center of attention right now and would probably let us play too many songs. No. But anyway, this is a Harry Nilsson song.
Dreams are nothing more than wishes, and a wish is just a dream you wish to come true. If only I could have a puppy, I call myself so very lucky, just to have some company, to share a cup of tea with me. I take my puppy everywhere.
La 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 la, I wouldn't care.
And we'd stay away from crowds
and signs that said no dogs allowed. Oh, I know it never bite me. Oh, I know it never bite me.
If only I could have a friend who'd stick with me until the end. I want to see and share a cup of some
alone with me, I'd take friend most everywhere. La 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 la.
I wouldn't care.
And we'd stay away from crowds
And signs that said no friends allowed. Oh,
I know we'd be so happy to be. We'd be so happy to be together. But dreams are nothing more than wishes, and a wish is just a dream you wish to come true. Cause dreams are nothing more than wishes, and a wish is just a dream you wish to come true. I really messed that one up. Sorry.
It was great. I loved it. Yeah, that's the puppy song. Let's play. We're gonna play one of ours again now. This is also from Happy Birthday, and
we are really challenging ourselves.
We're really challenging ourselves.
Really
yes, and I asked Ariel if she would play the glockenspiel for this song, which is an instrument much like the ukulele that used to feature very prominently in the Burning Hell, and then it didn't after a little while, and so this
2008 was a real year.
2008 was the year of the ukulele and the glockenspiel. Anyway, so it's been a while. Excuse the
early days.
The tweeness, but I am wearing an engineer's hat, so.
And I am wearing a cute little scarf. So.
It's true. So to hell
if
with
the
it.
shoe fits.
This is a song called General Electric versus the Imperial Moth, and it goes like this. In Virginia, off the highway, behind the liquor store, in the forest, there's a pine tree, and on that pine tree, if you look closely, there's an imperial moth. It's been only 4 days since he got his wings, but he flies like he owns the sky. Now he takes off from the pine tree, heads for the liquor store to see what's happening. Little moth, don't go to the light, it's not your friend. Bound to brightness, you should have stayed flightless. That light bulb may be pretty, but it will be your end, and your little brown wings will burn. Take it, Ariel. Your friend, bound to brightness, you should have stayed flightless. That light bulb may be pretty, but it will be your end, and your little brown wings will burn. At the liquor store, well, there's a showdown. General Electric versus the Imperial Moth. But that light bulb, it always wins. It will shine outside the liquor store until the end of the world. Ariel, share it on the glockenspiel, everyone.
Merci, thank you.
That was fun. I missed that song. I missed a lot of those songs from Happy Birthday. We should do them more often, assuming when we go back on tour again. Now I want to break this out. I have a couple of different ukuleles. But this was the first one I ever bought, and it's a Mahalo. It's like the standard Mahalo cheapy soprano. And when I bought it, it was like 2007 or so, and it was the first ukulele I'd ever seen in person and played myself. And it was so easy and cheap, and I was like, oh, this is great. This is gonna be my thing. And I took it everywhere with me, and I wrote this next song on a beach. And at a certain point, just like Jack Johnson.
In your Crocs.
In my Crocs. No, I was barefoot actually, you know.
I bet you were.
And I was wandering on the beach strumming my ukulele, and I'm serious. It's not a joke. And I was inspired by the animal life all around me, in particular the seagulls. And then at a certain point, a seagull, a really big one, came and kind of dived at me, and I was in the water, like half in the water. You know when you like romantically walk by yourself through the shallow water. Anyway, and I dropped this ukulele right into the ocean, and it's fine. And I've done it actually a couple times since then, and it takes a lick and keeps on kicking. So this is a song called Little Seagull. I want to send it out to Ryan, who has requested it a couple times. And do you remember it? It's in D. That's how it goes. Anyway, seagull's one of my favorite birds. Though as I've gotten into birding, I've been shamed by birders who are like, seagulls don't exist. They're just gulls. They're different kinds of gulls.
That seems silly to me. Like
it's not. Why is it silly? Like a seagull is not a bird.
Yeah. Okay, but they're
all seagulls.
There are shepherds. That's a type of dog. You know.
I mean, but it's like, I'm saying it's like not a specific. People are like, oh, that's a seagull. It's like saying.
Okay.
It's like saying dog. You know,
that's
like,
a dog. It's not wrong.
Well, it's not wrong, but it's just there's more specific kinds of gulls.
It seems pedantic.
Not a birder.
Welcome to the birding world.
Anyway, this is a song, but I think it was a herring gull that I was singing.
Judith. Oh, yeah.
You reading the comments, Ariel?
Yeah, I'm trying to read the comments.
Okay. What?
She says, "There's no such thing as seagulls," which is what you said.
That's
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. See? Thank you, Judith. Yes. So this song, the alternate title is "Little Herring Gull" or "Little Lesser Black-backed Gull." Doesn't fit as well though. Oh, little seagull, eating piles of trash. Put down that rotten crayfish, spit out that bottle cap. Tell me all the places you've been that I may never see. Have you been to Corpus Christi on the Gulf of Mexico? Have you been up to the islands in Lake Ontario? And did you shit on all the fat men driving speedboats that they love more than their wives? Have you been out to Hollywood? And I really wonder if you bought a map to find the houses where the movie stars live. Did you peck out the odds of actors as they lay out on their deck chairs getting tans? Why don't seagulls ever sing? Are you too busy doing other things? Just one flap of your seagull wings, and the world is destroyed. Well, you've been all across this great big baby landscape. If you had little seagull hands, I'd give you a handshake and watch you fly away from everything and disappear into the sky. Oh, little seagull, eating piles of trash. Put down that rotten crayfish, spit out that bottle cap. Tell me all the places you've been that I may never see. Little Seagull for Ryan. I forgot, I was going to mention also this great other Canadian entertainer. Are you putting that down?
Yeah.
This great guy that some of you may know, B.A. Johnston. B.A. Has recently released his first children's book. It's called Gary the Seagull, illustrated by Paul Hammond.
There are no seagulls.
There are, you know what I mean. But anyway, and Ariel, would you mind getting one of those 7 inches so I can show the peoples?
All the way over there.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this for a second. So I just received in the mail my copies of the 7-inch that BA and I put out together. It's here. we did like a big pre-order thing. This is BA's side, and this is my side. My side is I Want to Drink in a Bar, written early during the pandemic, and BA's side is I Want to Drink in a Bar Filled with Aliens, an oldie of his, and then his new coronavirus song, Supreme Self-Quarantine. I've got a few copies of this, and we're going to bring them to our show at the Trailside Music Hall in Charlottetown tomorrow, and also to the Lanya Vanya Festival in Newfoundland in a couple weeks. So if you happen to be in Atlantic Canada and you can make it to one of those shows, we'll have these for sale there. And if you can't and you still would like one, I think there are like maybe 5 or 6 copies left through Love Thy Neighbor, which is the record label in Brighton, England that put it out. So if you go to lovethyneighbor.bandcamp.com, I think, you can pick up one of the last ones of those.
And I think a few different music venues are selling them.
Yeah, a few. So the whole point of this, all the money from the sale of this goes to a bunch of different music venues that we really love that are struggling pretty hard during the pandemic to stay afloat too. Like obviously musicians need your support, artists need your support, everybody needs support these days. But if there are no music venues left when this is all over, it's going to be pretty tough for us to go on tour at all. And part of the reason this rescheduled tour was canceled is that some of those venues that we were supposed to play at have already shut down. Hopefully not permanently, but we'll see. Anyway, that's my PSA about that record. And was there something else I wanted to mention? I don't think so. What's next? Oh, okay. This is another cover song by a great friend of ours, Phoebe Kreutz, and her partner, Matt Colburn. When they play together, they play as Two Kazoos. And this is one of Two Kazoos' songs that we love very, very much. And it's about Coco the gorilla, who you may remember from the world famousness, right?
Yeah.
Coco is extremely famous.
Coco died not too long ago.
Yeah. So this is a song about Coco.
She was, well, the song is going to tell you.
The song will tell you all
about
it. So yeah, and if you would like to look up Phoebe and Matt's stuff, you can look at this video for this is under Two Kazoos on YouTube. Two Kazoos, Coco Says is the song. You can also go to Phoebe Kreutz's Bandcamp page too. Kreutz, Kreutz, or Z for the Americans watching. Anyway, I'm nervous to play this one. I don't want to mess it up. What if they're watching?
I don't think they are.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Coco's a gorilla. She was born inside a zoo. Her parents didn't want her, but science said
we do.
They taught her sign language, so she speaks with her hands. And if you know sign language, then Coco understands.
Here comes Coco, she's looking fine. When she wants a banana, she makes the sign. When she wants a boyfriend, she don't know what to do. There aren't too many gorillas to speak sign language to. She gets lonely talking to herself all day. Who will understand those crazy words she needs to say? When Coco says, water bird, that means duck. When Coco says, finger bracelet, that means ring. When Coco says she loves you, it means she loves you, it means she loves you. And that means everything. Here comes Coco, she's found a mate. A gorilla named Michael, he's pretty great. Michael is a painter, he's got a tortured past. He tells Coco about it, cause he learned sign language fast. Talk about the babies that they wanna have someday. Dream of all the words they're gonna teach those kids to say. When Coco says, water bird, that means duck. When Coco says, finger bracelet, that means ring. When Coco says she loves you, it means she loves you, it means she loves you. And that means everything. What you talking about, Coco? Talking about about your feelings. What you doing now, Coco? Swinging from the ceiling. Michael died too early, before he was a dad. What's the sign for heartbreak? What's the sign for sad? When Coco says, water bird, that means duck. When Coco says, finger bracelet, that means ring. When Coco says she loves you, it means she loves you, it means she loves you. And that means everything. And that means everything.
Coco Says by Two Kazoos. Two great friends, great people, great songwriters, and I hope they're doing well wherever they are right now. What's going on the internet?
Just seagull, definitely not a thing.
I know. This is what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
I stand corrected.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I wrote that song a long time ago before I knew anything at all about birds or birding. So, and I'm still an amateur, still learning a lot all the time, and I promise not to screw up the nomenclature in future songs about birds. That's in my defense. What are we playing next?
We are playing Animal Hives.
Oh God, okay. This is a song that I can guarantee we have never ever played live before, ever. It's a song from the album Baby, and
all right.
Wait, sorry, I forgot something. I was like, I'm forgetting something. I've been looking at this book next to me thinking I wanted to read you guys some poetry, because it's that kind of show. This is a book of Ogden Nash's poetry, and he's one of my favorites, and he's notable for many things, especially for writing a lot of poems about animals. So if you'll indulge me. The Turtle by Ogden Nash. The turtle lives twixt plated decks, which practically conceal its sex. I think it clever of the turtle, in such a fix, to be so fertile. The Turtle by Ogden Nash. I'll read another one later.
That's very good. Judith says that herring gulls are so fearless where I live in the UK. They swoop down on small children and take the food from their hands if they are outdoors. And I just want to say we have a little story about ourselves as a band playing in Ramsgate once and getting fish and chips and heading to the beach.
And Nick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
that ended tragically.
And Nick lost his entire meal to a brave little herring gull. Big herring gull.
Fairly big herring gull.
Actually, there was a little one that kind of like came up and taunted him, and then as he got up to kind of shoo it away, another one swooped in and took all of his 2-piece fish and chips. Like managed to take the whole thing. And
it's one of the worst things that's ever happened to us on tour.
Very upset. All right.
Hello, birds in the bushes, cows in the shed, fish in the river, crayfish in riverbeds. The students say we can learn something from you, and for once, what the students say is true. Every animal has seen an animal die. Every animal needs somewhere to hide. The flood has been coming since the idea began. The hunter is right behind you, so hide if you can. Watch out for earthquakes. Be careful with knives, and when you run, you should run for your lives. Every animal has seen an animal die. Every animal needs somewhere to hide. They said he'd help you. They lied. Every animal needs somewhere to hide.
Animal hides from Baby. Yeah, never been done before. That's a very sad one. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that one. I think I was thinking that the album Baby was too joyful and it needed a downer, and that was the downer. Speaking of downers, we got another big downer coming up in a bit, but for now, this is yet another song from Happy Birthday. This one we debated because we weren't sure if the subject matter counted, but I think it does. This is a song called Dinosaurs. And you ready?
Here's to all the dinosaurs that ruled the world from Timbuktu to Texas. Here's to stegosaurs and brontosaurs, and yes, of course, Tyrannosaurus rexes. Some say a meteor meant your end, some say the CIA. Whichever way it was, here's to you because I'm hoping you'll come back someday. And here's to all the dinosaurs that play guitar in dingy bars and hotels. You never made the cover of the Rolling Stone, but you cover Rolling Stone songs very well. Arthritis may make solos tough, don't say I didn't warn you, but don't break up the band. The free world needs you, and I still love when you play Hotel California. So here's to all the dinosaurs who've been with us for oh so very long. Yes, this is for the dinosaurs, 'cause every dinosaur deserves a song.
Dinosaurs. I think it's about time for another Ogden Nash poem about animals. Let's see what we got here.
There's been a request for you to read some Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Good one. The Platypus. This is for anyone watching Down Under, though it's probably about 3 a.m. there now. But I guess you can watch this later. So if anyone's watching from Australia, this is for you. The Platypus by Ogden Nash. I like the duck-billed platypus because it is anomalous. I like the way it raises its family, partly birdly, partly mammally. I like its independent attitude. Let no one call it a duck-billed platitude. The Platypus by Ogden Nash. Thank you. He's a big inspiration to me, actually, as you probably can tell. Now we have a bummer to play for you. I'm glad Ruthie isn't here to hear this song.
Cheryl had a dog named Skip that she loved to bits. He had big sad eyes and he was gentle around the kids. He could do tricks that would amaze you, but he developed hip dysplasia. The veterinarian said it's surgery or euthanasia. Cheryl asked how much it would cost to get Skip sorted. The vet said if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Well, she could barely pay the rent. She said, Skip, you know you're my best friend. And she made sure he couldn't see the needle at the end. She hummed the bass line to North Window by the inbreds just to keep from crying. took the bus downtown 'cause she was too upset to drive. Once upon a time there was a 10-year-old boy named Dave. He liked cars and karate, he hardly ever misbehaved. He got it into his little boy head, he didn't want to eat anything dead. He told his parents, no meat for me, just french fries and bread. Dave's daddy was the dude who didn't deal with dissent too good. Said, while you're under my roof, son, I want this clearly understood. You'll eat whatever mama is making, be it beef, baby, back ribs, or bacon. He slammed his fist down on the table so hard it set the silverware shaking. Dave got sent to his room and he lay on his bed and said, I wonder where my real parents are. He cried himself to sleep under a ceiling full of glow-in-the-dark stars. If there are victory bells, we should ring them. If there are victory songs, we should sing them. 'Cause we are the kings of the animal kingdom. 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 Oh, I think I even made myself sad. All right, we gotta play a couple more songs for you. I want to read you one more poem though, just because I'm really enjoying that experience of reading poetry over the internet. Is it okay if I read one more?
Sure. Are you asking me?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Do you think is it weird that I'm sitting here in an engineer's hat reading poetry to the computer? The Hamster by Ogden Nash. There is not much about the hamster to stimulate the epigramster. The essence of his simple story, he populates the laboratory, then leaves his offspring in the lurch, martyrs to medical research. Was he as bright as people am, New York would be New Hamsterdam. The Hamster by Ogden Nash. Thank you for indulging me. We got a couple more songs for you. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us on the internet. I wish we could be joining you in person wherever you are. We are going to endeavor to make that happen as soon as... Whenever that's possible. But for now, we're going to keep doing these live streams. I don't know if we're going to make it like a necessarily weekly thing, but frequent.
The goal was weekly, but we're lucky. I noticed that some of you are talking about restrictions in your areas, and we're very lucky to be in Atlantic Canada, which is a part of the world that I think a lot of people don't even know really exists. And I know that because I've toured and told people where we're from, and it's the rare person who knows where that might be. But
these days it's good to live where people
to live in the middle of in the nowheres of the world, and it's actually a pretty big somewhere to us anyway. It's really nice because we've been able to do a little bit of very small bubble traveling. We have the Atlantic bubble, so the 4 Atlantic provinces are all you can travel around through them, and there's quarantine restrictions if you're coming in from elsewhere.
Other provinces.
And thankfully it's been going pretty well so far. So we're going to St. John's, Newfoundland, where we used to live, to play at the Lanya Vanya Festival, which is a festival that we started 10 years ago. And so we're really excited about that and being able to do that. And most of their festival is going to be online. We're playing a live show, a socially distanced live show.
Yeah.
And it will be streamed.
I think it will be streamed. I think a lot of it is going to be streamed. So if you want to check out lanyavanya.com is the website, you can find out all the stuff you can participate in. Actually, thank you for bringing that up, because
that's in 2 weekends.
I wanted to talk to you about this. This involves you. As part of the festival, we're doing a kind of art project / live stream called Islands in the Stream, in which I am going to be playing a solo show, which almost never happens. I'm going to be playing a solo show in an art gallery. And there's going to be a live audience, but they're actually going to be performers themselves, in that they are going to be at different stations, and they're going to be doing the different things that you might be doing while watching a live stream. I know that some of the live streams that I've watched, I've been, fixated 100% attention, and then other ones I've, wanted to have it on, but I also had to, take care of the dog or make dinner or do the dishes or something. So this is a really interesting thing about this live streaming era, is that it has totally changed our understanding of engagement, audience, artist engagement in a show. And so you can do lots of things, whether you're performing or especially if you're watching. You're probably doing them right now, that you wouldn't be able to do. Imagine doing those things in a live concert. So the whole idea behind Islands in the Stream is to sort of enact that. So there's going to be a live audience doing various things. Darren, who often plays with us and lives in St. John's, is going to be making smoothies. He's very good at making smoothies, and he's going to be for an hour making smoothies while I perform. There's going to be other people taking care of kids or knitting. I think might be some woodworking going on, and then maybe some people will actually just be watching the show. You can watch the show too, though, because the whole thing is going to be itself live streamed, and we're hopefully going to project the comments, like all the comments I can see scrolling there now. I can't actually read them, they're too far away, but I can see that there's comments streaming there now, and they're going to be projected on the wall behind me. So the whole thing is just a giant, kind of fun, probably fairly cacophonous experiment in performance and what it means to play a show these days during the pandemic. So that's on Saturday, October 3rd at, I think, 2 p.m. Newfoundland time. So use
half an hour later than
Atlantic time. So you got to use your online converter, time zone converter, to make that happen. I'll post about it again on our Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so please join me for that. And should we play bird watching?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, since there's been so much bird talk.
Yeah, since there's been so much bird talk. This is a song about bird watching. You ready?
Yeah.
Tragedy minus glory equals just another story, like the prisoners who stayed behind in Plato's allegory. The poor forgotten second last passenger pigeon. Anyone can fail, but truly losing takes ambition. I'm suspicious of ambitious folks, but I'll race you to the bottom. Where the clocks don't tick or tock and you can smoke them if you got them. Carpeing every DM's no achievement, it's exhausting. If you need me, I'll be sitting on this island, bird watching. Read the 7 habits of highly ineffective people I know. Probably the liver, not Prometheus or the eagle. But I'd rather be a giver than a taker or a faker. Everybody's just another paycheck to the undertaker. I have an allergy to strategy and inspirational quotations. My reaction's anaphylactic to vocations and to nations. Building boats and burning flags and bridges just as a precaution. If you need me, I'll be sitting on this island, bird watching. There's a flower in the compost and a beach below the pavement. We'll outlive the rich and famous if we remain aimless and patient. Neither rising like the phoenix nor dying like the dodos. Let's leave the endless questing to the Sams and to the Frodos. Anthems are anathema, enough with rousing choruses. Achieving is as torturous as tickling slow lorises. The search for more and better gives us worse and fewer options. Let's quit while we're behind and do some bird watching. Entrepreneurship is capsizing and it will surely sink. Jump and swim to Garbage Island, just sit and have a drink while everybody else is busy polishing their coffins. We'll be mixing cosmopolitans and bird watching.
playing that song so much.
I know, me too.
I can't wait till we get to play it live in front of you for reals again. But thank you so much for joining us here on the internet. If you would like to support us further, I think there's a link in the YouTube description there with our virtual tip jar and a link to our Bandcamp. I'm also on Patreon, patreon.com/MatthiasCom. So any way you would like to engage is much appreciated. It's going to be a long time, I think, before we can actually get on the road again. And the rug has certainly been pulled out from under us, as it has for a lot of people. So in solidarity with you two, I hope that you're all doing okay, and we are going to make it through this one way or another. Thank you. I think we're going to try one more song. This is a song that we've never ever played live. It's from Flux Capacitor, and Ariel's going to get on the keys. I think I set it already for the settings you needed to have.
Yeah, it looked like it was.
So we'll leave you with this one. I want to say to those of you celebrating this weekend, I truly hope that 5781 proves to be a better year than 5780 was. Shana Tova to all of you, and this it's so messed up, isn't it? We don't need to talk about it. This is a song called Early Bird. Thank you for being with us. I've been Matthias.
And I've been Ariel.
She's been Ariel. Mwah. Know that expression about the early bird? Vis-a-vis the worm. I'm always the last bird to get the memo. The last bird to get the word. The other birds all say hey, tweet tweet. You missed the early bird train, and all I can say is tweet tweet. I must have slept in again. Take it away, Ariel. Opportunity knocks at my door. It plays knock, knock, ginger. Nicky, nicky, 9 doors. That game where you knock, then run away like a ninja. Say the early bird gets the worm, and the second mouse gets the cheese from under the corpse of his mouse brother. I guess the second mouse is me. Ariel. so much, everyone. We will plan another live stream very soon and tell you about it on this old intranet of ours. Thanks again for joining us, and well, yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
you.
Hope
you had fun. We had fun.
Everybody, I hope you're all safe and well, and you know, it's gonna end sometime.
It's gonna end sometime.
You know, it is.
And speaking of ending,
it's time for us to end.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
See you on the other side.